Yo guys, Crescent here. Welcome to my updated build video for the Beastly build. The Beastly build is still pretty strong. Previously I said that this build is not gonna work in non-CP, but I have to take that back because that's a way you can make this build work in non-CP, to be honest. But I'll just go through everything here really quickly because the build is more or less the same. Alright, item sets more or less the same. You can use Bloodspawn or Saline. Bloodspawn is better because ultimate regen is just so important for stamina decay. 2 Bloodspawn, medium, impenetrable. 5 body heavy, fury, everything impenetrable, everything max stamina enchantment. On the rings, werewolf height like usual. 1 reduced cost for CP, 2 reduced cost for non-CP in my opinion. And then the sword and board, you'll be using werewolf height. You can use poison on both bar, or you can drop poison and use oblivion damage enchantment on a sword and board bar. That will work as well. Battle axe, sharpen as well. You want preferably sturdy on the werewolf height shield, but I got divines, it's alright as well, it's not that bad. But you want sturdy or reinforce is okay as well, I guess, but sturdy would be the best in my opinion. Maelstrom battle axe, I like the bleed from battle axe. You can use sword is good as well. Mace is okay as well, guys. I guess I would say axe or sword is the better one. Make sure you use any other poisons that you like on the front bar, because the enchantment on battle axe is on Maelstrom battle axe is just not good. Maelstrom 2-hand, I mean. Alright, I'll go through the potions super quick. Everything is the same. Immovable, speed pot, crit, speed pot, crit, immovable pot. These are the most important pots. Detect pot is good. Poisons, yeah, you can use increased cost, you can use dot poisons, more or less the same. The drink, you'll be using Dubious Cameron Throne instead of the Braised Rabbit with Spring Vegetables. We'll be using Dubious Cameron Throne. Alright, and yeah, so that's about it for the setup. Just make sure you remember that CP 1 cost reduction, non-CP 2 cost reduction. Alright, the skills are more or less the same, but I'm favoring the new. I'll just go through what I previously run. So it's more or less the same, just execute. Venomous Claw, Stampede, Volatile Armor, Rally, Take Flight, Pierce Armor, Revert Bash, Shuffle, Igneous Shield, and Vigor, and Shield Ulti. Okay, this is the typical setup. Just make sure you use Vigor and then into Igneous nowadays, because previously I always use Igneous first before I use Vigor, because Vigor is 5 seconds, Igneous, the major mending, is 6 seconds previously, but now it's 2.5. Yeah, it's written 3, but it's actually 2.5. So now you have to use Vigor, then use Igneous, okay? But make sure you remember that. Yeah, but I think this setup is still good, very strong, but I kind of prefer to run Noxious Breath now. And then I'm favoring, for this build particular, I'm favoring Heroic Slash, because the ulti regen is so good, and one ultimate per 1/5 seconds. That is about times 5, 6 times 6 ultimate 9 seconds, okay, more or less. So you get 6 ultimate 9 seconds. You get Igneous, you get another, you will get, how much is it, I can't remember. Yeah, 3 ultimate 6 seconds. So 3 ultimate 6 seconds, that is 0.5 ultimate 1 seconds. This is about 0.7, let's say 1. This like 2 ultimate per second, another 1 ultimate per second from our setup. Werewolf height, so there's extra 3 ultimate per second, okay, plus the base 3 ultimate per second, so you're gaining 6 ultimate per second. That is the theory, I would say. So 6 ultimate per second in 10 seconds, in 15 seconds, no, in 16 seconds, 16 to 70 seconds, you can almost get a spell wall up. That is ridiculous, really strong. You are not even using Tawas. If you're using Tawas, it's just out of this world. That's why Tawas is so good, because every dodge you will get 3 ultimate per second. That is what we will receive from this build, fundamentally. So I'm kind of favoring Heroic Slash. Yes, it costs a lot, but when you use this skill, remember that you're taking less damage from one target only, but it's 12 seconds, that's why it's really nice, and the movement speed reduction is really good. So if you really fix that you are sure that you want to use Heroic Slash on this build, which I suggest, You drop Stampede, you don't need the movement speed reduction for Stampede anymore. You use Crit Rush, so you get a bit more damage when you get close. And yeah, that's how you function with these builds. Everything is still the same, the combos. I'll just go through the CP, then I'll go through the combos, and I'll end the video, because more or less the build is still the same, to be honest. Alright, CP, Warlock 20, Bash 20%, 35 points, Siphoner 27, Mooncalf 49, 11%, Tenacity, got nerfed a lot, so I just put 11 points. Defile 9 points, 28 points Tumbling, 31 points Shadow Ward, 19 to Bless, 13 Shattering Blows, Master at Arms 66, increases sleep damage, so this is really important. Prosaic Strikes 51, Mighty 49, Piercing 12 points, because our penetration is a bit low, to be honest, on a sword and board bar, so you want a bit of penetration. Resistance 25, 49, 48 into Ironclad. Elemental Defender 43, Hardy 49. You want more into Hardy because yeah, you got passive from Magical Resistance on a DK, so yeah. 28 in Thick Skin. We can't clog, we can't cleanse, so you need more into Thick Skin, really important. 15 into Quick Recovery and 2 in the Expert Defender. Alright, that's the CP. So the combo is more or less the same, like usual. I'll show you the stats first after buffed up. Yeah? Okay, so Sword and Board, it's decent, 2.5k unbuff, will go up close to 3.8k or so. So I think if we are using Fury is fully procced and Heavy Armor is fully procced, close to yeah about 4k, 3.8 I think, something like that. On a Sword and a 2N bar, it's gonna go up to near 4k, more or less. Crit is really decent, 40%. That is unbuff. You can buff it up with a potion, 50 something plus. And yeah, the health is decent. Max stamina is decent. Yeah, recovery is decent. You could run Vampire on this build. I might give it a try, but I'm just a bit lazy to grind. Grinding is just not my thing, so yeah. The crit is I think 4% lower because we got this buff, so it's 36.8%. But with a potion, you're gonna get up to really high. Alright, so on the two-hand bar, we're gonna get to 2.8k weapon damage and 40% crit. Yeah, it's really solid, this build. Really high resistance as well. Unbuff, you look at that. With buff on a sword and board bar, it's gonna be really high. Yeah, 35%, 40%. Really strong, really solid. Alright. So yeah, that's about it for this build. But the combos is still the same. Yeah, you rough up, you crit rush in, you put the dot real fast, you do a light attack, because light attack will proc the bleed, so you crit rush in, you light attack, you skill, you light attack, switch to 2N bar, you slow them with your heroic slash or debuff with your ransack, then you CC reverb. Depending on how they react, if they're not reacting fast enough, you straight go into lead. If they're healing up, you just grind them a bit. When they're not careful with their HP around 60-70%, you straight go into a lead and execute. That's how you do it. Make sure you weave in light attack as well when you execute. That's really important. And there's another thing against target the shield stack a lot. So if they're shield stacking, you feel like you can't kill them. Even if you're poisoning them, giving them cost increase, poison and everything, you still can't kill them. It's fine, just grind them off, PvP more heavy attacks, and then when they are not, you make sure you get all the debuff on them, and then when they are not focused, you know, like when they're on their minds or something, when they feel like they are safe, you just surprisingly do in a heavy attack on 2N bar and then go into lead. Why I say 2N attack, 2N heavy attack? Because on a 2N bar, you'll get follow up. So successful heavy attack, 10% need to crit, increase damage into the lead. That is a lot, 10%, especially if you crit. So you just debuff everything. Make sure you can, like, because if you CC them, they'll react really fast. They'll shield stack like crazy. So you don't CC them, you just debuff them like usual. Then you try to sneakily charge in a heavy attack and then lead. And against really some people asked me before, against like a Nightblade, they cloak a lot. How do I fight them? It's really simple. You don't keep chasing them if they got Eternal Concept. Don't chase them like crazy. Okay, let's say they're running. You buff up everything. Sorry, pardon me. Alright, so you buff up everything. So you fight them. When they come to you, make sure you block, because they'll come in with in-cap usually. Ambush in-cap. That's the first thing the Nightblade will do. Every Nightblade, almost. Alright? You vigor up, you block, okay? Then when they come in, straight, you revert bash them. First thing you CC them, you cancel out their whole combo. You revert them. Light attack, ransack or heroic slash, and then you switch to 2M bar. Then they will cloak. Typically think that when they're in trouble, they'll dodge roll and cloak, or cloak and just run away. The thing, you see where they're dodge rolling, okay? If they're dodge rolling towards this direction, east side, you walk towards them, you use this skill, take them out of cloak first thing, then you debuff them, you will dodge, you get close them, okay? And then they're now they're under pressure again. You try to damage them like usual, damage them until 60-70% or something like that. Even 70%, you can start the leap already. Okay, so when they're dodge rolling away, if they're not CC, they don't have the CC immune on their ground, you know that they're at 60-70%, straight go into leap. They can't dodge it. If they are near you, just leap straight, you execute, they will die. I never have trouble fighting Nightblade. It's 1v1. Even 2v1 I can handle Nightblades. I feel like DK is really strong against Nightblades. If you know how a Nightblade play, how a Nightblade function, because I play a Nightblade, especially a stamina Nightblade a lot, I know in and out how they will work. The only trouble that Nightblade can give you, if they use shadow image really well, then it's gonna be a bit difficult to kill them. Like if I'm playing my Nightblade against my DK is gonna have a hard time killing my Nightblade, because I'll shadow image every single time I'm in trouble. But not a lot of people know how to use shadow image to the maximum potential, so don't worry about that. Just make sure you know how the Nightblade function. Alright, so that's about it for this build. Hope you like it. Make sure you give the video a like as well, and subscribe to my channel. That would be really awesome. And I'll see you guys in Battlegrounds and in Cyrodiil. Okay, bye bye.